these together, just talking about some of those key words, some of the important pieces, and then give you guys a chance to try one that's similar to it. And then question 7, I'm going to see how question 7 goes. I might bring us back together for question 7 because it's a little bit different as well. All right, so it says find the value of the variable, then find the angle measures of the polygon. All right, so letter A, it says, what is the important information we need? Well, all the important information comes from our figure over on the right. So that important information, the sum of the angle measures,
and then the A's.
Sum of the angle measures, and they tell us is 360 degrees. Now, before we move on from that piece, though, there's a key word, and I know we've talked about that key word before, but I want to make sure we refresh on it first because it's super key to help us answering the question. Somebody help me out. I know it was quite a while ago that we really looked at those written expressions, but what does that keyword sum mean? Does that mean add, subtract, multiply, or divide? What does sum mean? What does it mean? Sam, do you know? It means to add, yeah. Sum means to add. Or if you want to put a plus there. So what sum means is if we add all those angle measures together, we should get 360 degrees. Now in letter B it says, what variable will you use? Well, they already gave us the variable. Okay, sometimes we don't get to pick. It's already in the question setup, so we will use variable A. And A is one of our angles. A is one of our angles. We can see it labeled in the figure in a couple different places. So far, those are the key things that we need. And that keyword sum is going to tell us exactly what we need to do to set this up. We're on question 5. I already have A and B done on 5. Question 5. All right, so how are we doing? Do we all have A and B good to go? Are we good back there, Mr. Andrews? I think we're just flipping to number 5 back there. All right, so that keyword sum is going to help us write our equation because Sam told us sum means we're going to add. So what that keyword, it says sum of angle measures. Let's put the word add in there. Add. Add the angle measures. We should get 360. So I'm going to start up at the top. So I have an A. Sum means to add, plus. I've got a 2A. Plus another A. Plus a 2A. And the question tells us right there the sum, which means when we add them together, should be 360. Okay? And this isn't one where I'm not going to try to guess and check my way through this. Here's where our equation becomes super important. And for some of us last time, we're like, Miss Golly, why do we need those equations? That's just silly. I can just reason my way through. Because, guys, remember, part of my job in here this year is to get you ready for the next level. And next year in math, you're going to have problem situations where you're going to have to set up 2, sometimes 3 equations just to solve it. We're not going to be able to just reason our way through those problems. And you're not going to want to guess and check. It's going to take you a while. So this year, I need to make sure that we can set up equations given any situation so we're ready. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and solve. Let's combine all those like terms that we have. We have a bunch of A's. How many A's do we have there? Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can put all these together and we have 6 A's. All right, let's finish her off. Divide by 6. All right, so A is 60. And don't forget, guys, we talked about this last time. We want to make sure we're labeling our answers. But for this label, we just need that little circle for degrees. For this label, we just need a little circle for degrees. So we know what A equals. So that means that this angle measure up top, we know A is 60 degrees. But I need to find the other ones. So to do that, just like when we check our equations, we just put 60 in for A. So right here is going to be 2 times 60, and we get 120. Our A is 60. Oh, 120. Sorry. Instead of putting a 0, I just put my decrease symbol. That's not good. 2 times 60. And this one's also 120. So we have to make sure, and part of the thing when we have application problems, aka word problems, is we need to make sure when we're done and we have that final answer, we need to make sure we've labeled, and we also need to make sure we've answered all parts of the question. Because it says find the value of the variable. We did that, we found A, but then it also says find the angle measures. And so that's what we did on the figure. So we have to make sure we're answering all pieces. We have to make sure we're answering all pieces.
And not only that, there's A, B, C, and D. A lot of you some of you on Tuesday would skip B and C and just solve the equation. Follow the A, B, C, and D, follow the steps and answer each one because.
Yep. So make sure, again, just like Mr. Andrews was just saying, make sure, guys, that we're following all those steps. And what I just talked about, a couple of you, I know you're trying to skip that, write the equation. Why do I need to write the equation, Miss Golly? Because, guys, part of getting us to that next level is getting us to actually be able to represent the situation with an equation. Okay, right now you're thinking, Miss Golly, I don't need an equation. I could find that letter A for you. And most of you probably could. But when you start up in your game looking at next year, and that's math builds, guys, I got to make sure you're ready for that next level. Next year, you're going to have problem situations where one equation doesn't cut it. And if you're going to try to reason your way through and guess and check, you're going to be sitting there taking 20 minutes on a problem that should take you not even 5. So I need to make sure that we can represent situations with equations to help us get ready. Okay? So what I'd like you to try, I'm going to hand out question number 6.